reason is about evolution, what I would like to talk about today. And the fact that brands, like people, like any other organisms, if they don't evolve with time, they basically perish and die. So, and you know, there are some examples that are obvious and might be obvious, but I still think it's worth discussing in a meeting like this. And you know, obviously Kodak many times comes up as the poster child of a brand that didn't innovate in time. But I think there are a couple of important things in this case study that I would like to share with you. And I'm going to start with a short video.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. Oh, by the way, did you notice our new prices on Brownie movie cameras? They're reduced almost $10.
Yes, I did see them, but we're not quite sure whether we take enough movies to make it worthwhile.
Let me show you something. Here's a reel of Kodak home movies. Now, suppose these were your movies, and on this reel you had movies of, oh, let's say this young lady learning to walk, and her sister all dressed up and looking pretty. All your vacations. Suppose you had all that and more in action and in color. That'd be worth a fortune, wouldn't it?
Good morning. Yesterday, you wake up and time has slipped away. And suddenly it's hard to find the memories you left behind. Remember? Do you remember?
Teddy told me that in Greek, nostalgia literally means the pain from an old wound. It's a twinge in your heart, far more powerful than memory alone. This device isn't a spaceship. It's a time machine. It goes backwards and forwards. It takes us to a place where we ache to go again. It's not called the wheel. It's called the carousel.
So let's think about memories for a second. This is probably one of the most critical things for people around the world. And here you have a company that had absolutely everything they needed to win and what they think they needed to win in this space. You know, everything from the raw technology, development technology, financial resources to do innovation, everything at their disposal. And probably you're going to say, hey, yeah, but they got disrupted by the digital by the digital world. What's interesting and fascinating is that they invented digital film. I mean, that is something that I'm not sure everyone is aware about, but this is not like an external entity came in. They invented digital film. When you look at the story of the company, this is a company that lasted for over 200 years. And when competition started, they realized that they needed to do innovation. And they came up with the first things to do digital photography. Now, obviously, the economics of that model were extremely different. So in time, they were trying to let it pass, let it wait until the right time came, until obviously then in the final debacle of the whole thing. Now, people still share memories. I think I saw Marco Casa from Facebook here. Is he here?
Yeah,
there he is. Hi, Marcos. How are you? Good. So now people still share memories, right? I mean, it's something that people do. Now they don't use Kodak anymore. There's a completely new business model. And when you think of companies like Facebook and others, these are the places where people are sharing memories with different technologies. And what I think is fascinating of some of these companies is that, different than Kodak, they are being able to reinvent themselves very, very frequently and very, very quickly. And I think the Facebook example is a very good one. It started as a desktop company, and in a matter of weeks or months, it had to migrate to a mobile-first platform. And there's a short video I want to show from Carolyn Everson, who is the VP of Advertising Services, I believe, at Facebook, which I think is very interesting.
From our perspective, mobile is the most transformative consumer behavior we have ever seen. And every 15 years, there's something incredibly transformative, right? It was PCs, then it was internet, and now it's mobile. We think actually the next one will likely be virtual reality.
Well, you did spend all that money on Oculus. So it has to be, right?
We are betting on it as the next operating system. But from a mobile perspective, you know, Facebook was a desktop company when Mark started it, and we had to completely pivot the company in a matter of weeks when more consumers came on to Facebook on mobile instead of desktop. We had zero revenue in mobile. Our capabilities in mobile were not very good at all 4 years ago, and Mark really led a very significant pivot in the company. Today, fast forward 2016, we just reported last week, 82% of our revenue is now mobile.